As Americans head into the midterm elections, money is top of mind. A recent survey shows 44% of voters say financial issues such as inflation, the cost of living, and the job market are their highest priority. Now, it means many Americans are cutting back on big-ticket items like expensive vacations, hurting areas dependent on tourism. Nick Harper has been out on the road in the Southwest to see how rising costs are putting the brakes on wanderlust.
We're hitting the road, far from Washington, in America's Southwest, visiting growing cities and heading off the beaten track to hear the issues on CNA's US Midterms road trip. In this part of America, ticking off a bucket list item means standing in a cold car park at dawn.
Don't get out of the balloon until I tell you to.
Albuquerque in New Mexico bills itself as the hot air balloon capital of the world. But with the inflated cost of living, wallet-busting experiences like this one are losing their appeal. Almost 1 in 3 Americans say they've cancelled a trip or vacation due to rising prices. This mix of Republican, Democrat and independent voters say they're losing faith in the government's economic plans.
It don't matter to me who's there as long as they get the job done and get our economy back on track.
Thinking that a politician's going to be a panacea for everything that ails the country is mistaken.
In the last year, the cost of living has risen to 40-year highs. As that continues to soar, it's unlikely most Americans will be able to float out of harm's way. Analysts believe the US economy could still sink into recession, further grounding holiday plans. Ballooning gas prices have also made road trips less attractive. By this summer, the price at the pump had doubled in the space of just 18 months. The El Vado Motel in Albuquerque sits beside America's most famous road, Route 66.
This is where all the cars would have been parked. You can see
built in the 1930s, it's recently hit a bumpy patch. The double whammy of rising gas prices and the cost of living has kept tourists away. This last quarter, manager Joe Kautz has seen a 50% drop in tourism, at a time when he's increased wages by 30% and is paying up to 400% more for certain supplies.
I just feel like the prices are still going to keep going up, and we're going to keep having more and more costs and less business. It does seem like a downward trajectory for us at this point in time.
Kautz is a Democrat and still plans to vote that way, but worries the economic problems will punish his party at the polls. We're heading further west on Route 66 into the desert lands of Southern California. It's like another planet. There's something otherworldly about Joshua Tree National Park. Its tangled tree limbs making it a one-of-a-kind destination. As stunning as it is, you can see why you might think twice about coming on vacation here. To get to the park, you probably needed to fly in, then rent a car, then pay for gas for that car, then get a couple of nights of accommodation and pay for food while you're staying here, all of which can run into the thousands of dollars. And those are costs that are more expensive now than they were this time last year. Even more so when you're battling the strong US dollar, like Canadians Deb and Ron Jacobson.
The biggest thing is the exchange rate right now.
Yeah.
It's huge. You know, the Canadian dollar is taking a dump. Takes a lot out of our spending power.
The prevailing view is that it is worth the money, but that the money is harder to come by.
Living in Chicago, it's pretty high prices there already, so I felt like it was comparable coming here. You know, eating out, gas, where do you stay?
It's always in the back of the mind, so you always think about which way it's going to go, whether or not the trip is going to change in price, but
mainly gas is the worry, right?
Gas is the
because we're driving.
worry.
With the economy overshadowing plans, the choice for voters will likely revolve around who they think can better navigate the uncertain economic path ahead. Nick Harper, CNA, the American Southwest.